Okay, so Teresa, she's from San Antonio. She's a superstore director. She is the one that decided that we needed to continue these Spark sessions after some adjustments at home office. And we, as your superstar directors, are super excited. And everybody is stepping up. And we hope that you guys will join us. We have the whole month basically booked. Every day there will be a Spark session for the next, I think she has 4 weeks booked out, if I'm not wrong. Um, so we hope you will jump on to those Spark sessions that pique your interest, something that maybe you want to learn more about, something you want to challenge yourself with, something that maybe you're a pro at that you could help another consultant learn a little bit about and share your expertise in that area. But we're super grateful for her for taking the lead. And we'll be sharing today's video on United We Rise as a little peek into what these Spark sessions are going to be. So make sure you take these and share it with your teams. If you're not a leader, it doesn't matter. Take it and share it with your people that you're friends with, your teamies, whoever you're connected with. So today we are talking about the Scentsy Solo. So Steffi, Christina, and we planned to jump on early to like collaborate and figure out our game plan. So we are winging this because that call went really long. So who wants to start? Steffi, you want to kick us off?
Sure. So you guys, the information that I have, I pulled from my PWS. So if you guys have any questions or if you wanted to write something down that I said, I'm just regurgitating it from the details on your PWS. And also they have a very nifty like Q&A listed. So I went on to my PWS, I typed in solo, pulled it up while Orville was talking during the leadership call, and I was like, good to know, good to know, good to know. There is a FAQ right there too. So
Mm-hmm.
anything that I say or I forget to say, I pulled it from that. So you don't even have to go to your workstation and go to the training center and try and type in and find the magical words to find what you're looking for to pull up a product FAQ. You can just simply go onto your personal website. So I have one of my solos here. I now have two friends. So I went and grabbed this one from my laundry room, and maybe drop in the chat too how many of you have purchased a solo and have been loving it, more importantly. And maybe even tell me if you have one of the 8 new fragrances. Drop in the chat too, because I want to know what to order next. So I have two going right now of the new fragrances, but I think I might have chose wrong one time around. So I'd love to have recommendations on what to order for my next cartridge that I want to put in my club subscription. And I'm sure one of us will touch on why you want to put it into your club versus ordering it on its own in just a bit. So this is the solo. It comes with the cord that goes with it. It does not come with, Christina would know what this is called. I always just call it a boy part, and that's not politically correct. So whatever this
The
gadget,
block.
yeah, thank you. This does not come with it. So I had to go find one of these in my junk drawer, but you do get a very long cord that comes with it. I personally choose to keep mine plugged in the entire time. I have one set up in our entryway and I have one going in my laundry room. There is 2,000 hours that it can run on a single charge. Don't ask me to do the math, how many 2,000 hours equals in as far as days goes. So 2,000 hours you get out of a single charge. I personally just choose, since it's on an entryway table and it's on the shelf in the laundry room, I just keep it plugged in and going. It is not plastic. It is ceramic. So it's really nice. One of the things though, just to be mindful, it does not lock in place. So maybe that'll be a future prototype development.
Mhm.
Currently, right now, when you go to lift it up, know that you want to grab it from the bottom and move it, because if you just go grab from the top, which I'm sure every single one of us has, and we're like, whoa, make sure you're grabbing it from the bottom because it currently does not lock in place. But you have this here. This is what comes in a box separately that looks like this. This will have your fragrance in it, as well as, I think we call these nebulizers. Is that right? This part
Mhm.
that it attaches into.
I think
One of
it's a cartridge.
Is this the cartridge
I
that has a nebulizer in it, which is what this
correct.
is? Okay.
Yeah.
So, what makes our solo system better than, I don't want to use other brands because I don't want to get in trouble. But now that we're talking about this today, you guys are going to be getting targeted ads, I have no doubt, for another company. We'll call it Fura. It rhymes with that. What makes our product better than, even though we don't like to do product comparisons, is every single time you purchase a new fragrance, it comes with a brand new one of these. So, other competitors on the market, this piece, this cartridge, you get one with your device and that's it. So what home office team had found is that if we get a new one of these every single time, this is what was burning out and needing to be replaced from our competitors over and over and over again. This is what was causing leaks. This was what's causing damage. This was just what was going out in our competitors. So what Orville came up with was give them a new one. So every single cartridge and the nebulizer itself is developed particularly for that fragrance and the notes that are in it. So this one I have going right here is White Flowers from our new fragrance. If any of you have a grandma who was swimming in white diamonds as a kid, that's what this fragrance is. So initially, when I smelled it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's my grandma Fixstall. But now, 48 hours later, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my grandma Fixstall. So just be mindful, white diamonds, she's a florally girl. But then this goes right back on top. I can line it up. And like I said, I just keep it running. There's buttons here on the back to turn it on. I will say too, once you add a second solo, it connects so much easier and so much quicker than your very first one. So my first one, I did have, it was just luck of the draw of continuing to hit connect quite a few times. This one, though, it only took 2 tries, my second one. So it's like all of a sudden my Wi-Fi wanted to play nice with me and knew exactly what I was doing. Which scent smells like white diamonds? It's white flowers, conveniently. That's what I smell out of this. I think that's all I've got. Lindsay, do you have anything to add from that? I think we should touch on too why you want to order your fragrances in club
I can
versus,
add to that too, depend
yeah,
whoever
versus
wants to go.
Yes, do
yes.
it. Go, Christina.
I can add a couple things. One thing about the little cartridge thing that I found really neat is when you plug it in or when you like put it in, you're gonna go run it for a little bit just because you're excited, but then you're gonna go look at it because you want to see how much fragrance is being used, and you're gonna notice most of your bottle is like empty, and you're like, wow, it's blowing through fragrance, but it's not. If you look at this little guy right here, this whole thing fills up with this liquid. So most of it's still in here. So you actually almost have the whole bottle. It's not actually blowing through fragrance that quickly. So if you're worried or your customers are worried, if you tilt this, you can see the like fragrance line in there. So it is actually filling up the container with the liquid. It's not just draining. So in case anyone wanted to know or you need to troubleshoot that with your customers, I highly suggest getting it through Club because if you didn't know, they're 25% off in Club. So if you are ordering them on the PWS, they're 40, but in Club they're 30. So it's a really good value, especially now that you know that the nebulizer is brand new. This is like the actual like the main technology of the entire thing, and you're getting a new one every time, which is really cool. One thing I wanted to add was my friend has a few of these, and she is a genius, and she has hers in her litter box room in her basement. And Steffi, after I start the story, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. And she has hers synced with her Alexa. So at the top of every hour, it turns on for 15 minutes and then turns off. And then it turns on for 15 minutes and then it turns off. And it's keeping that space not overly, like it's a smaller space. So if you have one of these in a small space, you're going to notice it's extremely strong. But it like will put out a couple puffs of air and then turn off for a while. And she says that every time she walks into that room, it smells like it's been on the entire time. It's amazing. So if you can get it connected, which I did not have any problems connecting mine. I'm not going to teach you how to connect it, but um, I had to split my Wi-Fi a while back because I bought smart plugs for all my warmers because I like them on a timer. They don't need to be on at night and they come right back on in the morning. So I had to split my Wi-Fi for my smart plugs. It's extremely common for smart devices like this to have to run on 2.4 gigahertz. It is not a Scentsy thing and it's not a defect with the product. It's a very common setting for smart devices. So if this is your first smart device, your Wi-Fi may not be split. Most modern routers will auto split, which actually sometimes can cause connection issues because your smart router doesn't know which one it wants to connect to.
Yep.
But if you'd like more control, call your Wi-Fi provider, ask them how to split your router. You don't even have to say more than that. Just say, hey, I need to split my router. They're going to know you're asking to split it between 2.4 and 5, and it's going to let you connect easier. So just so you guys know, I do not auto split my router anymore. I manually split mine for my smart devices. I didn't want to let it do it. So if you are having a hard time with it, call your Wi-Fi provider and ask them how to split your router, and just let them know you have smart devices that need 2.4. They're going to walk you through it, or they're going to send you a little PDF. It truly only takes a couple minutes. So very, very easy. So if you're having problems with it, it is likely your router, or your router's trying to auto split and doesn't know. So if you manually split it, it'll connect every time. So that's my only advice for that. I can't teach you how, but call your people. But it is a really, really amazing device. I'm obsessed. I'm still on my first cartridge, but I like that when I want to switch scents, or this isn't the one, I can just take it out and pop a new one in. And then when people come over, it already smells good. I don't have to worry about it. So love it.
So
There you go.
I got my first one in January with the launch of it, and I've I've scheduled mine because you can in the app you can schedule I want it to turn on at this time. I want it to be this intense or this not intense. I tend to keep mine on medium just because I wanted to see how long it would last at this frequency with this many hours every day. I go usually from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. because I'm home all day. So I want it to smell good all day. But for those customers or those people that are home in the morning for an hour or two, you can schedule that. And you can also add it to turn on maybe 20 minutes before you get home from work and then until you're done, being awake for the day. And I have found for me, 12 hours a day, it's about a month that it lasts at the medium intensity. And so I just changed both of my solos just yesterday to a new fragrance. And so if you think about it, the price, $40 if you're not getting it in club, because my recent purchase was not in club. $40 for a month of fragrance is pretty great, depending on how big your space is, all of those types of things. But the thing that is amazing about it is it just automatically happens. Like I don't even have to think about it. I can see that it's on because I have my light turn on to low when it's on. You can change the colors. There's so many things that you can do similar to our diffusers if you use our diffusers where you can automate it so it turns your favorite color or it's flickering or whatever you want it to do, which is amazing. Um, I do not have the same scent in each solo. I have one at my entry, kind of like Steffi, and then I have one in my bedroom that goes. And I'm trying two different scents currently. And the scent throw is amazing. The amount of coverage that it has is pretty wide. And I love being able to see that burst of fragrance when I am like, okay, is it on? Yeah, it's on. It immediately bursts. And one thing that you can do, because we're going to shift a little bit into how do you market this? Where do you want to sell this at? Who do you want to target? I think that you have to have experience with it first. So you need to purchase one to learn how to use it so that you can then teach your customers what it is like and that's marketed fragrance. I have so many friends that use, this other smart technology, Fura, if you will, that I'm asking, hey, I've got a smart diffuser. I want you to use it and see how it compares. I don't ask them to buy it. I just want them to try it, right? And so as you start connecting with your customers and finding out what they like and what they don't like, I think that'll be really, really important. So thinking of marketing, we'll just each go through and share where we have found success or where we're planning to find success because this is still new and we're still learning, right? A friend texted that they were thinking about doing an event where they just have solos. Think about how many events that there are that people sell Scentsy at. You could be a second vendor as a Scentsy consultant and just focus on solos. And that could be a really great opportunity for you to get into maybe a show that you haven't been able to get in before. But then you're just focusing on one product. How simple would that be? Just your solos, and your little cartridges. That's it. How great would that be? That was Callie and Jody. They were like talking about that, and I was like, oh, I love that. I think it's so great. I am approaching businesses because usually businesses like their space to smell good, right? So the places that I frequent, the dentist office, the OBGYN, those different types of places that you go, maybe you go to the chiropractor every week, offer to just set it up for them and let them use it for a week and see how they like it. And then go back, return and report. How do you like it? Do you want to get one for yourself, like to have? And that will be like gold. I remember doing this when we got wax and warmers when I first started 19 and a half years ago. We would jump on going to businesses and taking a warmer and taking wax, see how easy it is, right? Well, this is just like 100 times easier and it's smart. And you just take it and let it sell itself because it will. It will for sure. So, what other places or ideas, Christina and Steffi, do you have for marketing of the solos?
I've been talking to teachers for their classrooms because a lot of them can't
Mm.
have the warmers, but the warmers are what was giving off the strongest fragrance. And so they were like, oh, I'll do a fragrance flower, but it really just isn't strong enough. There just wasn't a strong enough alternative for them. They didn't want to deal with water. They didn't want to deal with, refilling a diffuser every few hours. So they are obsessed with this. So I'm excited about that. It's really good for classrooms. Also, nail salons and hair salons are loving it because a lot of mine have Pure devices. And I see them plugged into the wall, and I'm like, I don't smell anything in here. And they're like, oh yeah, because it broke our Pure devices. They're like, oh yeah, I have to send it back. It like stopped working like a few months ago, and I just keep forgetting, or like whatever. But I see them in the wall, and I'm like, I don't smell anything. They're like, I know, I cheated on you, and I was like, yeah, I don't smell anything. And so I have a couple that are going to be trying ours. So
I also think so. If anybody follows me on social media, you know that I talk about the old lady walker gang in my neighborhood. So a bunch of elderly ladies go walking every single morning, same time I do, 5:30. And so I call them the old lady walker gang. They are perfect for the solo, and that's who I first, so my neighbor back behind, you guys will see that I'm constantly like putting bars on our fence or catalogs or cinnamon rolls, you name it. Her and I have probably passed it back and over the fence. So I don't have to walk out my front yard and walk all the way around. We just put things on the cinder block fence. So one of the things that I did put out there as soon as I got mine and got it hooked up was pass this over to neighbor Paulette and just said, here, it's already hooked up and my Wi-Fi reaches her house as well. And I just, here, give us a go, put it somewhere and see. And her husband was out golfing. And when he walked in, the very first thing he said is, oh my gosh, what are you burning? Assuming that she had just put wax in her warmer. And she got to then tell him about this. Well, neighbor Paulette also has all of the Walker gang over to her house all the dang time. And so every single one of them has also come over and complimented what she had going. So these is perfect for your set it and forget it customers. My mom is one of those too. She is notorious for being like, I just don't change my wax as often as you do. And it's because my mom will literally put wax in her warmer, and I could probably fly home to Seattle in 3 months. It's probably still the exact same fragrance. She's just, puts it in and just like doesn't think about it. She's not, Scentsy crazy as the rest of us are. And so this is perfect for my parents. This is perfect for your customers who you've been doing customer follow-ups with after they purchased a 6-pack 6 days, 6 weeks ago. And they're like, oh, I haven't even gone through a bar yet. And it's like, are you kidding me? This is for them. These are for those people who want fragrance, who want their homes to smell amazing, but also for whatever reason thinks that, changing wax and cotton pad cleanups is just too much, that, water in a diffuser and adding essential oils every 8 hours is too much. This is for those people who host a lot. This is for people who just want easy, who want convenient. And then when you break it down price point wise, if you have it set up to run every single day, so mine runs in the morning, I wake up at 4. So it starts from 4 a.m. till 8. So it means that when I'm up and moving and not changing my wax, having breakfast, taking Toby the dog for a walk, like I've got great fragrance going, and then it's kicking on again at 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 7:38 when I'm going to bed. And so this is a really great price point once they have their solo, and all they have to do is get the cartridge to have great fragrance all month long.
That's awesome. So Ariel mentioned one important thing that we are not able to use these for host rewards. The push is Scentsy Club. That is the push. That's where they launched this to begin with. And so as you're marketing to customers, as you're getting new customers to purchase this item while they might come from a party, um, to get the best deal, you get them on club. And like I said, if they're using it for 12 hours a day, one cartridge a month is going to be sufficient. If they're using it 24 hours a day, two is sufficient, right? Maybe they're using it a little less. But getting them on a Scentsy Club subscription is what we want to focus on doing. Um, so we're going to open it up. We have about 20 minutes left. We want to hear your success stories with your solos. Was there anything that happened, or you had an experience with a customer that allowed you to promote it and then get a bunch of sales? Have you done a fundraiser with this yet? I think that that would be a huge success to do fundraisers with the solos. And you can unmute yourselves and jump in. And if you want to just post in the comments, you're more than welcome to just post in the comments. But this is our now interactive time of asking questions and all of that. So unmute yourselves and ask away.
Okay, just real quick, I wanted to clarify on my comment about utilizing host rewards to get the actual system. That is for like when you're wanting to lend them out so that people can try them. And then like Lindsay said, that's where you hook them in with the club subscription. Okay, they fall in love with it, they get the product, and then okay, awesome. Let's just set up your schedule for when you want to receive your fragrance. So that you're not paying out of pocket because it's not available for host rewards. Usually when we do the sampling things, we utilize our host rewards, but that's how you can do it. Put somebody else's order in as the discounted price, and you're going to put it like in their cart as the full price. Does that make sense? How you can
Yes.
manipulate the rewards so that you're not paying for the demo product that you're going to be getting out there.
That's perfect. Thanks for clarifying that. That's just like a smart business move, right? Like using a warmer as that half price, but then flopping it with something else. That's definitely something to work on. All right, jump off mute if you want to share. And maybe it's just your favorite thing about the solo. What do you love about the solo?
Hey, it's Gio. I'll
Hey,
toss this out.
Gio.
Hey, Lindsay. Hey, everybody. I dropped it in the chat because it just kind of popped in my head as another way to maybe put some value on this because the dome of it is ceramic. Has anybody thought about decorating it? Or as can we? I guess first off, it is ceramic, so could we use ceramic pens or paints as a way to personalize one? Because I'm thinking this might be a great way for like kids to personalize as a gift for grandma or grandpa or anybody.
The only thing I would suggest is seeing if it voids the warranty. So I would maybe contact support.
Okay, that's a good point.
This is my go-to, guys. Like we did used to have ceramic warmers that we would color. They were like DIY. They were like that was their purpose. So it might be okay, but I would just call to make sure it doesn't void warranty.
Yeah, good point. All right, cool. Thanks.
I don't think it would because you're not messing with the
You're
actual
not messing with the guts of
cartridge.
it. Yeah. Uh,
But just to
I'll
be safe,
Yeah, I'll reach out and I'll drop it into the chat
yeah,
for
do.
everybody so they know.
Awesome. Thanks, Gio.
Mhm.
This is my go-to lately, guys. And if you're not doing this, I encourage you to. When questions arise, call support. When you have a stumbling block that you're like, we often tend to go to Facebook pages or groups, and instead of that, call support and ask, and then let people know what you learned, right? Because I think that sometimes we just chase tails and we're like, oh, I don't know. I think I know, but then you're wrong because I do that all the time where I think I'm right and then I'm wrong. So support. And I've been really intentional about having my people know, like I would call support and see how to work this out. So that's a little sidebar for support, a plug for support.
Um, yeah, two things. One, since I was told, now I don't know if they called support, but I was told by a director that uh, coloring the fragrance flowers voids the warranty because that's not the way they come originally. So it is possible. So be prepared to hear a no. You cannot do it without voiding the warranty. But everybody colors their flowers because, well, you know what? They're gorgeous. But number two is um, since nobody has like success stories to share, I have a troubleshooting request. I put my Scentsy Solo on at my last event last weekend, not like yesterday, last weekend, a week ago. And before the day was done, it's just stopped working. And every time I tried to turn it on, um, I got the red light of death. And it was plugged in the whole time. It wasn't charged, it was plugged in the whole time. So, any suggestions from anyone?
I mean, I would just troubleshoot it, right? Like turn it off, reset it, unconnect it, reconnect it, turn off the Wi-Fi, turn the Wi-Fi on. Like it's just a troubleshooting game, right?
I've
Like,
experienced this. I've experienced this too. And what it is it's your Wi-Fi drops it or your Wi-Fi drops. And so it's just going to happen. But when that happens to mine, I can just shut the Wi-Fi all the way off and restart my device and it comes right back on.
and
So even if,
go ahead,
go
Rhonda.
ahead. I was just gonna say it's not connected to the smartphone at all. It would like literally was plugged in and turned on. It still is connected with the Wi-Fi in that aspect.
No, it's not.
Okay, yeah, that I
How
mean,
about that
I
then?
literally took it out of the box, plugged it at the event, plugged it into my power bank and with the USB cable, and that was it. Turned it on.
So
Yeah.
have you been able to get it? Have you been able to get it on since getting home and like plugging it into the outlet to charge it?
I haven't done anything with it until I keep thinking of calling support, and it's always when I'm either not at home or when they're not in the office. So
Well,
That's
you
what
can
I was going to
always.
recommend. I was going to say that, whenever technology is involved, this is such a new, amazing device. Home office has worked with it in and out more than we have since we're just being able to order it. But I would recommend anyone and everyone to contact consultant support because they are a valuable resource with any of our products, flowers, this solo, and then they definitely have had more time to experience this device. So go ahead and give them a call for sure.
Yeah. And you can, if you think of it when they're not in business hours, submit a ticket. Because
Yes.
because then it's like, oh, they'll get back to me tomorrow. And then I'll remember and I'll be like, okay, I'm just going to call to troubleshoot with them. Because yeah, it can be tricky when you're working with these smart devices. And there's so many factors that like what works for me and what worked for Cassie isn't necessarily your problem, right? It might not even be the thing that's tripping your device up. So, yeah, they definitely are the place to turn to. So, yeah.
okay, thanks everybody. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for asking, Rhonda. All right. Anybody else want to share or have any questions?
Did they happen to say when we'd be able to get testers for the scents by chance to like have those? I thought I seen somewhere that they were coming, but now I'm thinking I may have been imagining it.
Steffi, you're nodding your head.
It's because I think if Patty Hansen's on, she asked that same question this morning on the official director page, and I knew the answer from the SST call this last week. And so I know the News Tab article when we released that 8 new fragrances were coming out said testers coming soon on Wednesday on the SSD call. The answer is testers are coming soon still. So the conversation on the SSD call though was Dan was explaining like we're still working through how we're going to offer it as a sample. Like, do we want to do, does home office want to do the scratch and sniff stickers? In the past, we used to have these like cards that were on a ring binder that you'd peel back the plastic and you'd get a really good fragrance experience. That was something that he suggested. He was talking about when we used to have like layers, like more of a broader body line that we used to have, like, and we had little pouches, the packets that are available in the consultant store. He didn't mention though how we used to have our oils in those little vials. So basically the answer from home offices is they're still working how to make it the most cost effective and then how us as consultants would actually purchase those samples. I got the impression that whatever they offer us, they want to make sure it's something that we will utilize. So we don't just have samples sitting in a warehouse that we have deemed as consultants like, ooh, that's still really pricey. Or, you know, like, oh, how am I, it's not easy to mail. Like, how am I going to get that to my customers? So it is still coming soon. They're just not sure what samples are going to look like for us yet.
Lindsay, dipping the felt
Thank you.
in oil is an interesting thought. I know that when people have done that before, typically like with fragrance flowers, even the oil, it reacts with I can't think of the word.
The plastic.
The
Yeah,
plastic.
it eats it. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if the oil is the same in our solos, but
Right.
using oil in the past from fragrance flowers
Yep.
or like for the diffusers,
Yep.
the oil will eat away at that plastic.
Yeah. So let's let them take the time to figure out the best way to get these fragrances as samples. But in the meantime, if you have some extras just on hand that are not in the bar fragrance that you can just use a tester, maybe use those as samples to let people smell a few different fragrances if you're able to. If not, the descriptions are solid. And usually people know, oh, this is more florally. I love floral. I hate floral. So they're going to know what they love and what they don't love.
And that might be your best bet right now with what we call like a pouch party or a basket party. Hand this off to somebody at a salon or chiropractor office or wherever, but then use our original solo fragrances. So grab your testers. So go pull Blue Grotto and Aloe Water and Cucumber. Like we have that in wax. You could put
Yes.
those wax testers just with this. And out of what did we start with? 7 fragrances before? They will
Yep.
find one that they like out
Yes,
of 7.
100%.
They don't need all of them, just the same way that you might put together a pouch party. I know when I do a pouch party and pass it off to somebody, I'm not giving them all 80 plus. It's way too overwhelming. I'm giving them 20 of my own chosen variety and assortment. So you could do the same thing with this.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions or thoughts or excitement you want to share?
I'm just going to second adding it to your club. So you can go ahead and add 2 cartridges. You'll get to your $60. You're going to go ahead and get your half off item. You're going to save on your shipping, all of the things. You can, I don't want to say this, but you can cancel it the next month, right? And you've got a few fragrances that you can try. Maybe you get together in a team meeting and you share and you get to all have 3 or 4 different fragrances to have that experience. So like smell them. They're so good. They're really, I got 4 and they're phenomenal.
Well, and the cartridges are super easy to switch out too. So, you know, if you put like we've got just breathe. So as soon as you put it in there, if I want to swap it out with the Provence lavender, it's, you know, boom, boom. There's no
Super
lag
easy.
in the mixing of the scents, which is the whole purpose of the unit.
Yeah. You definitely wouldn't want to take off the oil cartridge once you've put it on the cartridge to swap it. But yeah,
That's how I store it.
Yeah, just lifting
it
it out is all
together.
you need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a collection. I'm somebody who immediately opens something and then I immediately want to like recycle all the packaging. So some of these are mismarked because I learned after opening my first one, I was like, oh, I wish I would have kept the box. So keep your box because when you are halfway through Blue Grotto, even though it's in the Luna box, when you're halfway through, just leave it on this, put it right back in there in the box, and then you can pop in your next one. So keep your boxes. All of mine are just sitting here on a shelf, but just keep that on the cartridge and you can swap, like Gio said, you can swap them out so easily.
Yes.
Anybody needed the math of club, like if you are just like, I want the numbers now, if you were to buy 3 cartridges just on your PWS, you're at $120. If you get them through club, you can buy 2 full price, or which not is not full price. They're already discounted 25%. And then add the third one as your half off. After shipping, your pre-tax total is only $88. It's insane. You're already saving over $40. So
It's the way
club
to
is it.
go.
Like if anybody does not order theirs through club, you're gonna be like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Club, 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 club. There's no reason to pay full price. It's a great deal.
And just knowing that and passing the discount on to your customer like gives you clout, right? Like they're like, "Oh, she's got my best interest in mind." So, yeah, it's amazing.
I got an answer back from support
Yes, what'd you learn, Joe?
regarding the ceramic. I'm going to drop it in there, but as I paste, I'll read it too. Thank you so much for your patience. It's truly appreciated. We have had ceramic ornaments in the past that were meant to be decorated, so it should be fine to decorate. However, if it were to damage it, we would not replace it.
There you go.
So it's if you want to decorate it, do it at your own peril, kind of a thing.
I love it. Look how fast that turnaround was. Gio, that was a
Hot
perfect
damn, that was so
example.
cool.
Using
That was a
support.
mini lesson in and of itself, right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like within 10
Faster than a
minutes.
Facebook group.
Exactly.
Faster than a Facebook group, 100%.
Exactly. Awesome. All right. Any other questions or thoughts? So tomorrow we will have another Spark session. I'm like frantically looking for the image. It's tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it will be recruiting, talking about Simply Invite with the amazing Whitney Keeble. Um, Typically, you won't have 3 of us sharing. We were just all so excited to jump in, and so you had 3 of us today. Um, the link will be the same link every time. So use the same link, use the same password, Dream, um, and you will be able to jump in. We are actually sharing this Spark session on United We Rise today. So you can go and share it with your team members to get a glimpse into what a Spark session is like so that they can then find the ones that they're interested and jump on and join. We had, I think, Matt, around 70, 75 people on the call today. So kudos to all of you for jumping on and connecting with us. This was so fun, and I love seeing all of your faces. You're beautiful, and we hope that you learned something new and maybe got some new ideas of things that you could do to help boost your solo sales. So we love you. Any other words, Steffi, Christina?
I'm just impressed. Wow, guys, way to hop on and just
Yeah,
adopt something new. You guys
so
are
good.
very flexible and awesome. Thank you.
Okay, have a great day. Go sell some solos.